And hello, we are back, and yes, we are back for another combat video, or another melee video, or battle video. And today we're going to be talking about warfare if you're fighting on a bridge. Now we're in this little narrow bit of land in my garden, and we're going to basically pretend this is a bridge, and we're basically talking about sword and sword combat, but also in relation to Stamford Bridge and the lone berserker on the bridge, although he had a Dane axe, which we're not using today, and we also don't luckily have a river and a bridge or a barrel, so we can't do the spearing of him from underneath, which would not be very pleasant for Eggle.
Yeah, or you.
Or me. So this is just a bit of a video. So of course I'm bragging, and
I'm Eggle.
And hello and welcome. So we're going to talk about sword first of all.
Yeah, well, we spoke about sword earlier on, didn't we?
Oh, we did, but they don't know that.
All right, okay.
So try to remember
well,
that.
let's go through it again. We look at it like that. It's double-edged. In this case, it's blunt, made of EN45 steel. The groove down the middle is called a fuller, and that means you can keep the same weight of metal, but it's lighter to hold. Forget about blood channels. As we go up the blade from the point to the cross guard or quillion, and that is so, if you'd just like to demonstrate, so he doesn't chop my hand off. Various guards go throughout the ages.
It's a very important bit of the sword.
Yeah, it also adds to the character. The handle, self-explanatory. In this case, leather bound. I think yours is
Mine
as well.
is leather bound.
But you can get
underneath.
them with bone and wood. And this, the pommel. The pommel is very important. It balances your sword. But if you're aiming to hit there, you can hit there. Without the pommel, it could go anywhere. And that's as dangerous to the user as to the person.
And of course you can also use the pommel as a weapon. I could go around and smack Eggle there, or you can smack my shield and use that as a weapon.
Yeah.
Although it is not very highly recommended in reenactment use.
No, I mean, but it would be used
It would have been.
if we're out to kill each other, which hopefully we're
But
not.
no.
So we've got that. Now the shield itself is circular in the Viking age mostly, edged with rawhide, in this case dog shoes, which is soaked and stretched. And if we look at the back, the boss is to protect the old hands underneath. There you go. Sometimes you get sheepskin on it, sometimes not. The bar there, and that protects your hand. And
Sometimes you'll have a bar which is the shape of an X, which is, I do like them.
I've got one of those at home.
Yes.
The shield weighs a ton
It does weigh a ton.
and needs repainted. And the formation when you're together is like that. Now when you've got a whole line of people who are in line, it's hard to break. But in the case of Stamford Bridge, if you play the defender, I may have about 1,000 people behind me, but at best there can only be 2, and which of course, if you're defending, you go...
Well, you go in the water and you die.
Well, yes, you die is the main thing.
You die, yes.
So one man feasibly can hold up an army of several hundred, maybe even 1,000 or so.
And this happened at Stamford Bridge.
That's it. I don't know the name of the chap,
Well, he's unnamed, unfortunately.
but a very brave man.
Do you want to mention what happened?
Yeah, they put a man in a barrel with a long spear, and he went under the bridge, and it said he brocked him, i.e. the spear went up between his legs, into his naughty bits, into his intestines. Not a nice way to die, if there is such a thing as a nice way to die. And then of course Harold's army came storming across, and the rest to say is history. But a very brave man nonetheless. And it also tells you that the bridge wasn't solid, it was got slats across it. So if it was solid, you couldn't go through it, could you?
And was the Danes trying to cross the bridge, or the Saxons trying to cross?
It was Harold's Saxon army trying to cross. What happened was...
Why not burn the bridge down?
Well, what happened was it was a really hot day. The Vikings didn't expect the Saxons to arrive so quickly, so they crossed the river, which was natural defence line, shed armour and skirter, and were sunbathing. When all of a sudden a load of angry Saxons appear, and you think, oh dear. So they're trying to get across this bridge. Remember, only 2 or 3 probably abreast could do it. And that bridge needs to be held to get people across. So we have the Viking, he had a Dane axe, if we're to believe everything, and held the bridge.
A mighty warrior.
Yeah.
Certainly got his way into Valhalla that day.
Yeah, so did the rest of the Vikings mostly. They had their long ships were beached at a place called Rickle, not far from there, along with guards, women and children, all of whom were slaughtered.
I think there's mixed accounts about them sunbathing. Some say that they were sunbathing and some say they weren't sunbathing and it was merely relaxing, but I think for that we'll probably never know.
Sunbathing, relaxing, tomatoes, you know.
Well, yes. And now when we used to do battle practice, you'll sometimes play different games. One of the games you'll play was a longboat game, where you'd have your spears in the shape of a longboat. But for this instance, we're going to pretend we're on a bridge. Now, going into this fedge patch is water, so you're going to immediately drown, and going into this border is water. So the only way for the Saxon, in this case, which you will represent, and I'll represent the Viking for a little bit, I'll be defending, and he has to go and try to get across. And we're going to see how long we can go last. So basically, when I die, Eggle takes over, and I become the attacker. Oh, blow arm. This is why you should always have an arm guard.
Back of the hand, actually.
Back of the hands.
Very painful.
Yeah, well, it would have killed you back in the day.
Well, I wasn't ready then. You see, sneaky attacks are always that.
I think I got you first, I think.
Go on, I'll let him have it.
You're very close to a draw. This will also give you a nice kind of view. You got me there, so you know I'm attacking and you're defending. This will also give you a more close-up view of combat, which you don't often see. As we,
so yeah.
Yeah, you got me there. Left myself wide open.
And I'll let myself open for you.
Yeah. I think I won that one.
Yeah.
So I'll change over.
I hinted a bit.
Now sometimes you would choreograph moves into combat.
Yeah, and that way you go there, there, which is basically doing sixes.
Yeah.
But then you got.
Yeah, got me there.
Yeah.
Forcing his way through, so you best take over.
There's nothing wrong with using brute strength, because that's why God's made you bigger. Oh, fucking tree caught. I killed the tree.
Oh, poor tree. What did the tree do to deserve that?
Slow me down so that you got me. Right, it's your tree.
Yeah, very good tree, thank you.
Fine.
Oh, you got me.
I did lose a hand, but I got you.
Oh yeah, that's very handy that. You got to hand it to him.
Ooh.
Vikinger! Megomani!
The tree's still up there, you got me first. The tree's still trying to hold me up. Stop it.
We're going to move this way a little bit, minding the camera.
Yeah, mind the camera. Go on then. Go on then. You're carrying on much longer with this?
Yeah, we'll do a few more minutes.
Minutes?
Half an hour.
What? I'll let you be a dwarf.
Dwarf? I'm not a dwarf, I'm a man. I'm a Viking.
That's what they all say. There we go. Come on then. Come to Valhalla. That's just like hacking at the sheep. It's quite fun just hacking at the sheep.
We'll finish it by both dying.
Okay. Well, I'm not going down the floor, but yeah, we're both dead.
I'm dead.
In the words of the late great Kim Sidhorn, dead arise.
Give me a hand up. And there you go.
Don't buy gloves that are cheap.
No, I hope you enjoyed that bit of combat. I can't wait to tell you it's not recorded.
Alright, that's good.
Now, before we finish, anything else you want to mention on this video?
Nothing really. I mean,
should we talk
just
about the
be
gloves
very careful. Now look, this is the difference. These gloves protect you. I've only just bought these from a well-known retailer that charges less than
Dollarland.
Yeah, and already all I've done is hold a sword with that. Look,
You're far better off with rolling gloves, these brown sort, and then get some leather for you. We'll make you a set.
Yeah.
I'm also got the advantage of wearing an arm guard, which is a bit of a reenactorism. We don't know whether we had and don't, do we?
It's cheaper than.
But it does protect your arm.
And that's the main thing. I've taken the bracelet off here because last time we fought, it embedded itself in my wrist.
And it is very hard work doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, after a weekend of battling, you certainly feel it. And, you know, on a good weekend, you could lose half a stone of weight. You really can.
But what I would say to you, I've said this before and I'll say it again. It looks fun. It's not a game. Get someone to train you up beforehand who knows about the weapons. There are a number of societies. You've got Regia Anglorum, you've got
Vikings of Middle England.
Vikings of Middle England, and there's various...
Anglekin, if you want to be an Anglo-Saxon, I highly recommend them.
But the point is they have people who are trained and can train you. Don't cut corners. If they say you've got to start at a spear and work your way up, do it. This is dangerous stuff.
It's always nice when you join a group and you can get to start off on a sword if you experience. But even the likes of myself and Eggle, if we join a new group, most probably start off with a spear, even though we've both been training officers. Yeah. Another thing we don't talk about is the very importance of drinking water when you're doing this. Yeah. Because you are going to get dehydrated, and especially that, you're going to sweat a lot, and it is very hard work. So drinking water, stopping yourself from being dehydrated, and doing it correctly and being trained well is the key.
No drink beforehand.
No, you never drink beforehand.
And because I'm not overstating it, you can damage people. We trained for years.
Yes.
And I'm a bit rusty because I haven't done it for about 5 years. But the point is, you know where to aim for and you know to pull your blows. It looks like we're landing really heavy blows. On the shield we are.
Yes. But we're trained to do that.
But on the person, it should be no more than that.
Yeah, you do get bruises.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's to be expected. Especially spear bruises, you get little dots all over your body. So that's very important.
And you also, I mean, I've had pretty heavy crack to the wrist once. But the point is, it's like playing cricket. If you get frightened of being hit by the ball, don't play cricket. You will get accidentals. And that's fair enough, but you cut down the risk as much as you can, and you don't have edged weapons. I mean,
you never carry a sharp weapon into battle.
That's a sharp, and that'll take your head off.
And you'd be told off for that if you was carrying it into battle.
And pull your blows, and as I say, get trained properly, get your tetanus jabs up to date, and you know, it doesn't hurt.
I mean, once you've done a lot of combat and you may spend 5 or 6 years away, you generally don't forget. And certainly, you know, if I was here with Turkey, we can very much go hard at it because we're very used to fighting each other. Because you do get used to fighting your friends and your certain individuals you're used to. You know, it's a thrilling thing. You know, the audience love it. You know, your audience often will shout for one side and over another.
It's a good workout.
It is a good workout, and we need the workout. So that was good, and we especially know that combat videos are fun, and perhaps next we might do a axe-on-axe combat. We've not done that so far, so things to think about.
But the thing is, treat it seriously. It isn't a game. When it comes to combat, you can't be too careful.
Well, I always recommend joining a good society, you know, and
there's plenty out there.
You know, go to your regular training and battle weekend.
And you meet decent people. Have a laugh.
So for now, if you've got any suggestions for combat videos, or you have any questions on Dark Age combat or battling, as we like to call it, then please leave it in a comment. And until the next time, I am of course your host Braggy.
And I am Egil.
And we'll see you in the next video. Was hail.
Bye.
Goodbye.
I forgot to mention shields are also good to sit upon.
Yes, like shields are also very good to sit on. We'll demonstrate this.
Like a shooting stick.
But there is one video, I don't think it's come out yet, where I nearly fall off one and I'm telling a folk tale. So they also make very good seats.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a bit of a bonus tip there for you.